Good evening, this is Kuro. Got an Akatsuki replay. Tier 7 matchmaking, bunch of fat boats. Got Indianapolis for radar. Uh, Sims Egle Fubuki for the destroyer threats. I consider this really good matchmaking for Akatsuki. Uh, and right off the bat, you're probably gonna wonder what the hell. And yes, I am running AFT on this. Um, this is my tier 7 Shimakaze, and you'll start to see a reason why I kind of like this build. It's very unconventional. It's probably something that if I was playing strictly competitive, I would not run this build. However, if I'm just running myself in a if I'm not running with a div mate in ranked, I might be tempted to bring this build because I can farm more damage with this build than I could if I was running, the usual straight torpedo boat. You don't get a lot out of torpedo armament expertise, and the usual torpedo build is the reasoning why I've been experimenting with this build. I have several gunboat Akatsuki videos up, and the torp reloads plenty fast enough. Here I'm just going to pre-fire into C cap, going to step on C, and proceed to sail right out. But I'm going to get back in here and get settled down. And this is actually going to be an interesting play here. I see that my Atlantis popped radar. That's telling me that he's going to probably want to be pushing aggressive. So this is kind of an unconventional way for you to lay a smoke for your teammates, and that is reversing. And I'm just going to lay this smoke this way, and by staying outside of the smoke, I spot anything. You see the smoke puffs behind me? I'm still able to spot for my team. They spot the egg lay. Actually, I think I spotted him. I have no idea how that hit shallow. Straddled. It seems like since the patch I've had some questionable dispersion. I'm used to hitting ships for 3+ K. The egg lay smokes up. He's got a Gneisenau for backup. I see the Gneisenau shoot. This is how you Japanese gunboat. You see how fast you changed your the speed, the direction. Japanese tour boats are fantastic at this. Literally among the best out of all the nations. I think only some of the fastest Russian boats can give them a run for their money with horsepower to weight. Now here I'm taking a calculated risk. DD, gonna try to use this egg lay smoke against him. I shoot once, I'm undetected, so I'm just gonna work this Gneisenau over a little bit. And you can see the guns. That's some nice chunks out of a German DD or BB that they've got pretty good armor. I do pick up the fire on the Gneisenau. I'm just gonna stay dark here. I want to finish off this egg lay. He just ate a torp. So this is a very standard position you see me in with the Japanese destroyers, where I'm just reversing into the enemy. Spot the egg lay, gonna quick finish him off, and then resume my harassment on this Gneisenau. I'm assuming that torpedoes were sent, so I'm just gonna get on an angle with the egg lay's last known location to minimize my chance of being hit by any torps. And notice, I'm not providing a lot for this Gneisenau to shoot. I'm being aggressive with him because Gneisenau's typically don't have the best dispersion. They've only got 6 shells, so I really am just abusing the limitations of this guy's ship. And I mean, with this harassing sort of AFT build, I can. The further out he gets from me, the less threat he is to me, and the stronger I can work that guy over. He's shooting again. And it looks like chip damage, but I mean, fire here, fire there, chip, chip, chip. You know, it all adds up. Now, I make a decision right here. It looks like this is going to be a stomp. So, actually, you might see me go up here, and I'm reminding myself in the video to talk about it because I'm going to get really aggressive right here. And, yep. We've got 2 caps. We're up a bunch of ships. I think my Atlanta's committing suicide here, and that's okay. At this point, I've shifted into I'm damage farming, so I'm no longer a good teammate. I'm not gonna waste a smoke so this guy can damage farm. You know, trying to poke like this is just foolish. You know, if you were going to do something like that, come wide and into the island, so as these guys were shooting at you, you could use this island for cover. And actually, I would do it from back in here, so you could use this channel to escape if needed. From my perspective, somebody on my team needs to die now to give me a chance to turn this into a nice game. And there's one. I'm going to start harassing the Gneisenau again. He just barely misses a torp. And with all of my torpedoes missing, I'm just gonna pop smoke and see what I can spot. I think this Nuremberg is providing vision back over here, so just again hitting what I can hit. And Nuremberg detonated. Now it's this New Mexico that he's the only one that's lit. And this is where the AFT, you know, really starts to be nice. I'm not pressed against my maximum gun range. I'm able to reach out and make sure I hit the superstructure on these ships. I know that Gneisenau is rushing me, and I'm getting ready to turn around because I'm going to try to rush this guy. I'm expecting to see torpedoes at any time. I've got my speed boost active. Gonna use this little bit of my smoke to get a head of steam up. And I'm gonna look to see, oh, here we go. He's gonna take a shot, just gonna play it smart. Point your bow at the target. The reason why that's important, number one, it minimizes your silhouette. You're not one of you're not a Kaba or a Haraguma where they can do full pen damage on you when you're like this. The second thing is if they're shooting HE or something like that, you have a higher probability of not having your torpedoes knocked out because the shells would impact your superstructure up here and hopefully not damage your torpedo tubes. So just a little, you know, FYI there. Just only took two torps to put him down, leading the Nagato. Now I am inside of my concealment. However, this Nagato is distracted, and I'm looking just to try to take advantage of that right now. Now he's turning, trying to dodge torps from the Scharnhorst. Unfortunately, he's being cross-torped. Has been cross-torped. Three torps puts the Nagato down and finishes the game. Uh, Now, I really did think that this was a good game from the standpoint of kind of seeing how the how to gunboat in the Japanese destroyers, particularly Akatsuki, to a lesser extent Shimakaze. The reason why I say lesser extent, battleships get much more accurate at tier 10, tier 9 than they do around tier 7. The tier 5, tier 7 battleships, they're all over the place. Even some of the tier 8 battleships can get wonky with their dispersion, and you can take advantage of that. Um, so this is a build uh, that I think that it could work well in ranked as far as the save a star mechanics. Even though I don't like save a star, if you need to deal damage, this is a ship where regardless of what the enemy's doing, if they're just running away from you, you can still get your guns into action because you have that additional range to, harass with your guns. Uh, your torpedoes, they reload quick, they hit hard. You've got three launchers, so you can do more plays staggering like I did with the last set of my torps. Uh, there's a lot of different things that you can do with this ship. The only real downside to this ship is its concealment. You're still better than, Sims, but you've got Haida, you've got Gajamata, Jervis, all of these destroyers that have, just off the top of my head, they've got better concealment than you. Uh, the flip side to it is you run this gun build, and I believe off the top of my head, Akatsuki actually has the highest alpha damage out of all of the tier 7 destroyers. So, um, you get if you play this smart, you hit, you run, you play that sort of hit and run play style, you in, 1-2 volleys can shave off 20 to 30% of HP off an enemy DD and then disengage with your speed, smoke or an island or something like that. And that puts you that much further ahead of the game later on when you bump into that destroyer again. So, um, something to be it's something to be explored. I'm gonna play this ship at least a little bit to see how it goes. Frankly, because I love playing this ship. I love the maneuverability. I love the guns, and I can make the torpedoes sing as well. So, for me, this ship is very strong. For others, they may struggle with it because it really is not quite a full-on torp boat. For full-on torp boat, Shiratsuyu all the way. Um, that really is going to be the torpedo powerhouse of the season. Uh, One of the issues being you got Belfast, Flints, you got these cruisers that are going to be smoked up and going to be a giant pain in the ass for all of your DDs. You're going to need stuff to go in and clear those smokes out. Those ships are going to have hydro, and that starts to negate a lot of the detection disadvantage that the Japanese torpedoes have. You know, that's same issue that I ran into with Shima in clan battles. People would talk about the higher levels of torpedo concealment. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's still, if it's most likely going to get hydroed or spotted by an enemy DD, At that point, it's all a matter of speed, and the speed on these torpedoes is fairly competitive. Um, and the most important, these are some of the only torpedoes that can actually torp safely from beyond radar range. Um, so you've got that extra margin of safety where you can torp from 9 kilometers outside of a smoke and have a chance at hitting something inside that smoke, or at least spooking it out of the smoke screen. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I thought this video had it's not the best game that I've had in Akatsuki, but it shows a lot of the potential or the difference in play style with this ship. So if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below. I hope you guys are having a good night, and I will talk to you later.